Today, I'm going to show you how to measure a house using Google Earth. What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Glassett, owner of Let's Get Lit. Let's get measured. So we're going to cover two things today. Number one, like I said, we're going to measure the house using Google Earth. Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and I'll be able to zip through it and you'll know exactly what you're doing by the time I'm done. The other thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I built a custom spreadsheet to put those measurements in that builds the quote for you and does all the calculations for you, and then you can kind of customize some stuff and it just speeds everything up, keeps it super organized, and then once you get big enough to have an admin, like a secretary, that's doing this all at the office while you're out doing all your other entrepreneur things, it keeps everything nice and organized for them, and then you could also go back and check it. If you wanted extra credit, you could do this all on Google Drive or Google Sheets, so we'd always have access to it. That would be pretty cool. Mine's just built in Apple numbers because that's what I like. It's not Excel, it's numbers. I know, I'm a weirdo. But anyways, let's get rolling. I'm gonna show you how this works. So I've got 2 monitors. To me, it's the only way to roll unless you have 3 monitors, okay? It makes everything so much easier because I can just drag things from one screen to the next. So I can be working at 2 places at once, essentially. So what you're gonna see me do via screen recording and then also from this angle, I'm gonna measure this house. This is our house we're doing right here. I'm gonna measure this house, and as I'm measuring the house, I'll be putting my values in the spreadsheet to where it's calculating everything, all right? So let's just get rolling. Okay, so here is the house we're measuring right here, okay? So what you're gonna do is obviously, there's a search over here, you just type the address in and it goes right to it. Then, once you get to the house, what you have to do is get this little man here and drag it over and put him on the blue line. What that's gonna do is take you into Street View. Once you're in Street View, you are then going to take a picture with your phone of the house. All right, pretty basic. Bang. All right, so there you go. We have a picture of the house. So then what I'm gonna do from here is I'm actually gonna go in and do, I gotta do this way. Go edit, bam. We're gonna do markup. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on the picture of the house where I'm going to be measuring for lights, okay? I like to do it in yellow because it's the most similar to a warm white. And I just did the iPhone update and it's been kind of weird today. But anyways, you're just gonna follow the, let's see, you wanna get it right. I'm gonna follow the rakes of the roof there, okay? And then come over here and then just try and trace this as well as you can, all right? Zoom in, get this rake there, this one there. I didn't make it all the way. I'm gonna back out that one. We're gonna do it in one shot. Bang, bang. All right, so then that gives me my house. See, this is what the weird update is. It doesn't zoom in, zoom out. It's super frustrating. Okay, so that gives me my house. Now, you can just measure the house and send that if you want, but you'll be missing out on a good opportunity. So what I do is I flip to green, and then once I've got green, nope, I did the eraser. See, the markup is just so underpowered on an iPhone, it's silly. But what I'm gonna do in the green is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna hit this garden bed with green. Just to say, look, we can hit this too, be like nice little pop of color or dimension at the house, you know. And this is kind of a weird house where it's like, are we gonna do this pathway? I'm gonna put it on there because of course we're just gonna try and upsell as much as we can, right? But you're just gonna trace like that, okay? Hit done, there's your picture of the house. So then now we know this is what we're gonna measure, all right? So then I have this little wireless charger, and it's got this little flip down thing, boom, to where I can just set my phone on here. Now, I'm looking at my phone while I'm measuring the house, because we're about to go back to aerial view. Okay, you're gonna hit your little ruler tool here, and then we're just gonna start. We'll zoom in a little bit. So then, looking at this, we know, where we're gonna measure. Now, when you've got a rake of a roof like this or a gable that you're measuring, you can't measure across because Pythagorean theorem, right? It's a triangle. So This is a shorter distance than this. So what you do to kind of adjust for that is you just go back like that and down. Okay. Now what you want to try and do is match the pitch of your lines here to the pitch of the roof in your picture. It's not an exact science. It's only going to be off by a foot or two if you screw it up, so it's no big deal, right? Okay, we're going to come over here. Now if you notice on the picture, this one is a straight shot. So this gutter here is straight and straight. No big deal. There's no overhangs. A lot of houses where I live, there's an overhang of the roofs like this, where one roof will come across and the other one's below it, and there's an overhang. Be very careful. If you don't measure those overhangs, you're shorting yourself 2-3 feet a couple times. All of a sudden, your bid goes from $7 a foot to $5.50 a foot fast. Be careful of those overhangs, okay? This house does not have that. So I'm just going to keep going. Boom. Okay, if you long click, you can drag over. And then it looks like we're going to go just past the pathway. Boom. Okay, now this is a good example. See, you can't just click and go up, down, because see how that overlaps? So what we're going to do is in our spreadsheet, we're going to double click. That'll end our measurement at 51 feet. So then we'll bring our spreadsheet over and we'll put in right here 51 feet. And what happens is, so this is multiplying by $7 a foot, $6.50 a foot, $6 a foot, right, and so on. So you'll see if you're going to bid at $7 a foot, you've got $357 right there. All right, let's come back over here. So then we're going to hit Start New, or you can hit the Escape key, and then we're going to measure. Get our house back. Then we're going to measure up. Let's see. We'll go all the way down. There's actually 2 rakes on this cable. So that's 27. So in our little sheet over here, we're going to put 27. Bam, bam. And this is obviously faster when I'm not making a video. Okay, and then we got to measure this little miniature rake right there. We're going to call it 12. So then in our spreadsheet, we put another 12. So then we'll label that house, right? Pretty straightforward. You'll notice all these ones that come up. So there's some complex homes that we do that are enormous, and you just be very descriptive of what you're measuring. But this one, we're just going to do the house. And we know this one is going to be garden bed. All right, so then we're going to come back over here. Let's do our garden bed. So we're going to go here, and then when you're doing a garden bed, they're round, so you just kind of click a whole bunch to make it as round as you can. And then see how this one goes all the way around the back? We're not going to go all the way around the back because it's pointless to waste lighting the back of a garden bed. So we're going to call it 31 feet. And then this little guy is easy to measure because we've got our walkway, but we're not going all the way up. Yeah, we are going all the way up to the house. So that's 21. So 31 and 21 we'll put into our spreadsheet over here. 31 and 21. Okay, so now that I've got that all measured and built, nice and easy, what I do is I go through and I tell myself, my future self, okay, what I'm going to bid. So I'm going to bid $7 a foot for the house. This house is an easier house, right? It's small. It's not going to be a difficult house to run. So maybe we'd go $6.50. It's a little bit far away, not bad. It's like the next city over, but it's kind of deep into that city. So it's probably from the warehouse 30 minutes away maybe. But I'll tell you what. This is a client. They've also got a bid out for a hotel they're the GM of, which that's a big ticket, right? So we're going to cut it a little bit of slack. So we're going to do $550. I'm sorry, we're going to do $650 on the house. And then we'll do 5 on the garden bed. I usually do $550 on the garden bed, but we'll do 5 on the garden bed. So I'm going to hit hold command and click it. So I've got both cells highlighted, and then I'm going to put them yellow. So I know basically there's my bid, okay? Over here, down at the bottom, it tells you, and I don't know what it looks like on Excel, but I know Excel does this. It tells you the sum of those two numbers is 845. So what I'm going to do is up here in this Notes tab, I'm just going to type in here, we'll do bid for 845 all House is, this one's nice and easy because the numbers are round, so we're just going to go right in. 585, and garden bed is 260. Bam. So then that tells me what I bid her, okay? The other thing I'm going to put in here is my reinstall cost. So I do my reinstall cost kind of weird. So we're going to do 845 times 0.81, so 81% of the cost, or 19% of the cost comes out. Gives you 684.45. So then we're going to say reinstall will be 685. You can do your reinstalls however you want. The way I look at them is, number one, I've already got the materials bought for that house, and I already have the line built for that house. My only overhead is gas to get there and labor to put it up. So I've got a lot of flexibility, right? I feel like that's your best way of differentiating yourself or being a lower cost installer. You don't want to be a lower cost installer on the front end of the year. All you're going to do is drive prices down in the entire industry. Stay at $7 a foot. If you're in, freaking LA County, maybe yours is 10, 11, 12. I don't know, right? Everywhere is going to be different, but stay at the price per foot that makes sense for your area, that the other installers are also using, so you're not driving down the cost of the industry. Now, when it comes to reinstall, that's where I've always thought I have my best ability to sell, right? That's my sales pitch. So other companies will do a 5 or 10% discount. Cool. I'm taking the entire cost of the materials out, which comes out to be about 19. I tell them 20. It's way easier. But I just say, yeah, reinstall cost is 20% lower in the following years after takedown and storage all year. It's a good little selling point for me. So then I just times it by 0.81, which is 19% less than 100%. Okay, so but then you've got it in here. Okay, now this is where all of her info is. I have it blacked out, all right? She lives in the city of Ponchatoula. I don't have her email address yet. I will get it before we go to service agreements and invoices for payment. And then this is the date today that I'm making this bid, so I have all my information here, right? And then if you did have some crazy complex house, you've got all these extra sections that you can keep going. And then down here, it's totaling it, right? So that's just totaling everything. So that's, if it's all $7 a foot, you know where you're at, right? I like to do the command click to get me my sum. But in a nutshell, there we go. So there's our house measured. There's your spreadsheet all filled out, and it's all good. If you guys want a copy of this spreadsheet, I've got a link down in the description that will take you over to my free, it's all free, starter kit. So it's my Christmas light installation starter kit, where it's going to have my favorite manufacturers. It's going to have service agreement wording. It's going to have invoice wording. It's going to have this spreadsheet, all sorts of other cool stuff to help you get going as a Christmas light contractor. All right, quick little note here. So you're not always going to have a nice street view. Okay, so you see this blue line here? This blue line means the Google car has driven down that road with its camera. You know, the goofy Google car with the camera on top? Okay, so that enables us to have a street view. It's a 360 camera they drive around with that gives us this view, right? You can drive down the street. If you're not sure if this is the house you're supposed to measure, zoom in, get the number off of this, 22078, right? Zoom in on the house. There's probably numbers on the house. There they are right there. 22070, 22070. But you can just double check and make sure you got the right house. But if we come out, let's go find ourselves a neighborhood where we don't have the blue line. So these are all probably pretty busy roads. Yeah, we got blue lines everywhere. So let's go find ourselves a place where there's no blue lines. All right. Oh, I know. Gated neighborhoods. That's where we're going to go. Let me get back oriented here. Okay, so what we're going to go do is we're going to find a gated neighborhood because those don't have, right? The Google car can't get in the neighborhood because it's gated. And let's be honest, gated neighborhoods are nice. Most of your clients are on the upper end of wealthy, right? That's how they can afford you. So you can almost for certain count on not having the ability to get a street view. So let me zoom in a little bit and figure out where I'm at on my map here. Coquille. All right, we're going over here. So here is a very big subdivision that we do lots and lots of work in, right? This one right here, Chafuncta Estates. All right, so if you grab your little blue man, or your little man here, you notice there is no blue lines anywhere. Let me zoom out, I'll show you. Boom. See, this whole neighborhood has no blue lines. This is another neighborhood called Natchez Trace that has no blue lines because they're gated. So what do? You don't panic, no worries. So when you zoom in here, right, you still have your aerial view. We do, I was hoping I'd land on one of the houses that we do. This neighborhood's enormous though. We do one back here. Ooh, no, I'm not gonna find it. Anyways, let's just say, for instance, we're doing this house right here, okay? There's no way to see the front of this house because you got no street view. So what you do is you go into a new tab. So you can go to Zillow and type in your address up here in the search bar, and it'll take you into, so this is a gated neighborhood that's far away from me, but I have no idea what this house is. It just popped up. But that way, this is a gated neighborhood. There's no way to get a street view of this house from Google, but here it is. So then basically you just click on this, right? And then you point your phone at that and take a picture of that instead of the Google Street View. Sometimes though, these houses are too new to even have this picture on Zillow because the house has never been sold. So in that instance, what you do, you text the client and you ask them for a picture. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody really minds, but if you're gonna be in the neighborhood, just go by because you're gonna be able to get better pictures than, you know, your client's gonna be able to send you. But that way, you can still get your picture and you can still measure just everything normal without Google Street View. So there you go. Try to add as much value as I can. So hit that subscribe button, please, right now. Just go and hit the subscribe button. If you liked this video, you thought the production quality was good, or you thought I was memorable, or whatever, hit the like button too. If you guys have questions, you can either get me on my Instagram, which is @NickOGlass, or you could just jump into the Discord community that I built. Everybody in there is super tight-knit. You got people that know what they're talking about, that are interacting on a daily basis, and then I'm in there all the time, right, answering questions and doing what I can. Link to my Discord is down also in the description. And I think that's it. That's all. So I don't know about you guys, but it's looking like it's going to be a good season this year. I am ready to get lit. So, all right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out.